Trump Jr.'s initial response to that meeting was dictated or written by Donald Trump on Air Force One on the way back from the G20 summit in Germany. Aaron Katersky is following this story. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning. The sources that confirm the news to us explain that the president dictated this statement that initially said the meeting was about a Russian adoption issue, which has to do with U.S. sanctions. In and of itself, maybe not something appropriate for a discussion during a campaign, but we know that the statement was contradicted later when Donald Trump Jr. released his own email that showed the meeting's true purpose and the promise of damaging information on Hillary Clinton. So it raises a number of questions about what the president actually knew and why he chose to get involved in issuing this statement from his son.
Yeah, this is interesting because it was an email form, and there are reports that the staff knew the truth was going to come out anyway, so why not get the truth out first? But as the reports say, Donald Trump overruled them all and then wrote this sort of otherwise misleading statement to the meeting.
That's right. And the Washington Post reports that the legal team wanted to put out what they called a truthful statement that could not be repudiated. And then the president stepped in and said, no, we're going to say this. And so did he know the contents of the meeting? And if he did, why lie about it? And if he didn't, why get involved? And does it raise questions about the president's micromanaging of this aspect of the Russia investigation? It also, potentially may have the special counsel and prosecutors, raising some questions. It's
Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting, and he's got his own lawyers dealing with his own issues. And so Donald Trump comes in and steps on his son's toes, but also his son's lawyer's toes. So you have to be careful here because they're under FBI investigation here, and not everybody has the same agenda.
Well, that's true, and that notion of micromanaging, is one of the hallmarks of this, administration. The president is his own communications director, his own strategist, his own, political strategist, his own, potentially legal strategist, and he said we're going to do this. Now, his own lawyer last month told us that he was not involved in issuing the statement or dictating the language of the statement. We now know that to be untrue. And so it raises questions about whether the president's own lawyer is fully looped in or on the up and up when it comes to releasing public information. And while this in and of itself, I don't think exposes the president to any legal jeopardy, it may, as I say, raise questions for the special counsel, and how the president then answers those questions could expose him potentially to some kind of legal jeopardy.
We also know, putting all the pieces together of all the other stories, during the G20 summit, there are now reports that in between meetings, they were going out having conversations about how to respond to this story that was about to break. Donald Trump meeting privately with Vladimir Putin with only the Russian translator there, telling the New York Times later, we only talked about adoptions. Now knowing that they were actually crafting this statement about adoptions, a.k.a. sanctions, this is a really interesting story from the Washington Post.
Yeah, I think so. And to the president's supporters, it's already been easily dismissed as just the father going out of his way to protect his son, and that may well be all it is. It may be that innocuous and that innocent. But it also may raise some questions for people who are poking around the Russia investigation and wondering about the president's involvement here. Because remember, initially we were told the president didn't know about this meeting, and okay, you take that on its face. Well, then why are you writing a statement about it on behalf of your son? And if you did know, why is the statement misleading?
Yeah, no, it's a really interesting story. Aaron Katersky following this story today. Aaron, have a good day. Thanks for checking in.
You too, McGraw. Thanks.
7:56, Big Five.